Bailey, did you just cough?
Yeah. No one else ever cares about recycling.
It was really exciting.
Okay, so how often do you have like a plastic water bottle or an aluminum can in your hand and see like a recycling unit across the way but are like too lazy to walk over to it because there's like a trash can right here? But how often would you do so if it was like a law and a crime to do so? I believe that recycling paper, plastic, and aluminum items should be a law in the United States. As a population, if we continue to neglect the importance of recycling, we may be facing serious and even catastrophic consequences in our environment. Today I'm going to tell you about what recycling is, what impact it has on the environment, what would happen if it becomes a law, and how you can take the first steps to recycling in your own home. So what is recycling and how does it work? Recycling is to make something new from something that has already been used before. Recycling saves natural resources and helps protect the environment. According to the article, Recycling by New York State, it in fact takes less energy to recycle a product than it does to make a new product from scratch, even though you have to, like clean the old product and then make it into something new and then sell it. It still takes less energy to do so. Recycling also causes less pollution, saves landfill space, and creates new jobs. It doesn't just limit itself to paper, plastic, and aluminum. You can also recycle glass, electronics, batteries, and even light bulbs. Recycling has been around for hundreds of thousands of years. According to Elena Doctorman in Time magazine, even cavemen lived in a green lifestyle. Archaeologists are discovering new evidence every day that proves that our ancestors, in fact, also recycled. They would recycle objects used in their daily lives, creating new utensils from broken tools made of wood or bone. And for example, like if they would kill an animal for meat, they wouldn't just throw the rest of that away. They would use their bones to make jewelry or use their skin to make blankets, rugs, and even they would use their eyeballs for some purpose. And I think that's a really good method, not necessarily that we need to do that with animals, but in like their everyday lives, using the most of every item that we use. Our ancestors would go to extreme measures to make sure they did not waste any valuable material, and there is no reason why we shouldn't follow in their footsteps. Quoted by David W. Woodall in Recycling, National Geographic, redirecting trash to repossessing centers for conversion into raw materials conserves the most finite natural resources. It's a very simple process that has everlasting effects. Recycling plays a big impact in our lives, and if it became a law in the United States, we could help save our future. So what would happen if we started recycling, if it became a law? Currently, 24 states have passed a form of an e-waste law, which is electronic waste, which basically means that they passed a law that means that you have to recycle computers, televisions, etc., and all the manufacturers that create these things have to try and make these from scratch before they can make new ones. And on this picture you can see the ones highlighted in orange are the states that have passed an e-law. And Illinois is one of those states, and it was signed in September of 2008 and established a system for recycling and reusing computers, monitors, televisions, and printers disregarded from homes by requiring electronic manufacturers and retailers to participate in the management of discarded and unwanted electronic products. Although this law is a big step in the right direction, I believe they need to make the public more aware. In my personal case, I had no idea that this even existed, and I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of you guys didn't know either. Across the world, many countries are making efforts to help recycle and save our planet. Thanks to strict laws established by the European Union that govern recycling, European countries have a far better overall recycling record than the U.S. This is according to David Woodall, How Much is Recycled in National Geographic. As you can see, European recycling rates is far better other than plastic, where we have a little higher percentage, and I believe that's because we use more plastic than they do. If we followed in their footsteps, and not only us, but the rest of the countries around the world did, we could change the world for the better. Another problem that we have here is the awareness on recycling. Not many people understand the extreme importance of what kind of effect it can make on our environment. In 2011, Americans alone produced over 251 million tons of trash. Of that, 164 million went to landfills, according to the effects of not recycling by Maureen Weiss. 164 million tons is a lot of waste to throw somewhere. Of the little under 2,000 landfills in the United States, but we are running low on space. Like, for example, when they're made, they have a capacity limit, and some still have 200 plus years, and some have less than 10 years. And when they run out, they have to start taking this waste to the other landfills, and when those run out, they have to create new ones, which is a pretty difficult process because you have to find extreme conditions, which basically you can't have any water running under the land, and it has to be like a perfect mixture of rock and soil for it to like all just get stuck there. However, if more people were unaware and would start recycling their products, we could dramatically decrease the amount of waste that gets put into landfills, therefore creating less waste and preventing a landfill in our backyard. If the laws did pass, how many people you would learn just how easy it really is to recycle. It's much easier than many people think it or make it out to be, and there are so many different ways you could do so. One of the simplest ways to recycle is to separate your recyclable items from your trash and then put it in a designated bin. For me personally, I know that my trash guy comes and he takes the recycling, put it in something, and then takes my trash, put it in something, so they pretty much do all the work for you. Another way is you can buy products that can be recycled, and oftentimes they have a big label on it that says that this can be recycled or this has been recycled from materials and made new, and oftentimes those are a lot cheaper than other name brands, so you can save money while doing so. I believe that every trash can in populated areas such as schools, parks, restaurants, etc. should have a recycling bin next to all the trash cans. Therefore, people don't have to just throw it in the trash, but it's really simple to just throw it in a recycling bin. So just think about how many times you have had a can in your hand and didn't have a recycling, so you just threw it in the trash because you didn't want to walk or wait to put it somewhere else. Another way is just taking old items around your house and making it into something new. For example, you could take a broken desk and turn it into a birdhouse or something cool like that. If you're really handy, I don't know, I'm not good at that, but you can do that. And then another way that many people don't think about is simply just planting trees in your backyard. Thousands of trees get cut down annually, and if we take a small step to plant our tree in our yard, we can improve the environment by reducing global warming and providing a home for many animals. Even on campus right now you can recycle. Many of the trash cans at EIU have a recycling bin right next to them, which is pretty cool. And with perfect timing, November 10th through the 14th is EIU Caught Green-Handed. And basically what this means is there's a team of people that are in this group, and if they see you doing something green, like recycling or using a reusable water bottle or carrying your groceries in with a bag, they will give you a free bag on the spot and take your picture and put it on the Facebook wall. That's pretty cool, but I don't really know about until now. Another way, I believe that we need to educate small children at a young age about recycling because it's so important. Like having crafts, making things out of old materials that they brought from their house, or showing them simply how to put a can in a recycling bin rather than a trash can could make a huge difference for not only our generation, but the next generation and the generation after that. I believe that recycling should become a law in the United States. Recycling bins by trash cans would make a huge impact on our life and our environment. Today I told you what recycling is, how it is doing elsewhere, why it should be a law, and how you can start recycling today. So just remember that plastic bottle that you're drinking out today can either be recycled and turned into something new or spend decades in a landfill.